Come on, Eileen Tallulah, yeah. Come on, Eileen Tallulah, yeah. Come on, Eileen Tallulah. Oh, come on, Eileen. Come on, Eileen. Anyways, that's the song I wanted to do an intro with. The original one by the Bay City Rollers. But you know, I'm sure that is oh, hold on one sec. My neighbor just looked in the window and he's about to pound on the door, and then he saw, oh, he is about to stream. That's what I'm doing. I'm streaming. Hello, folks. How are you? I am still on my recovery arc. I hope I have the energy to do a full stream for y'all. Today I decided I want to talk about gobies. I am very into gobies, and Koro in the chat right now, bless his heart, is sharing links to a couple places that I get my gobies. Aquatic Arts, Dan's Fish, and Moonlight Aquatics is where I tend to get them. There's links with discount codes in the description if you're curious. The Stiphodon group is the one that I am most excited about at the moment. And by moment, I mean like 6 or 7 years. I've kept probably 20, maybe 18 of them. There's 36 known species at the moment. There are probably double, if not triple that, in that they're a really fascinating goby. And I'm going to tell you guys about them in one moment after I say hello to some of you folks. Hello, bot fish family link. Aquatic Moose, what's up, my friend? Gobies, Goblins, and Glowlight Daniels, oh my. House of Pisces, what is going on? ABC Biotope Creations, good to see you, my friend. Goose Not Maverick, hey buddy, good to see you. Hello as well. Mercedes Warren Ash, what is going on? You just got out of the hospital too. Oh no! I hope you're doing okay. I want to turn on this light. Oh, is it gonna stay on? We'll see if it stays on. I was gonna say I want to turn on a light, but I don't know if it's gonna stay on. And we'll put it a little dimmer at first and see if I can get its oomph going. It's plugged in. Dean Stevenson, Asya Llewellyn, obviously Mr. Coro, what is up? Tony Cheek, Lloyd Goodyear, good evening, Goodyear. G. Carlton, what's going on? Have I heard of African mudfish and the African algae-eating goby? I have not, but I will check those things out. That sounds interesting. The mudfish part, I'm curious, is it a mud skipper? Is it a top minnow? Is it a killifish? What is this thing? Is it a frogfish? I don't know. Irene Duel, what is going on? Sue, hello, good to see you. Bambi, good to see you. Jonathan, good to see you. Stephen P, 2003, good to see you, buddy. Daniel Capitano, what is going on? You know, I'm just reading your comment, and I really do appreciate that. That is the biggest compliment I could hear, that you like the work. You know, we're about facts here on the channel, and I'm not going to say facts don't care about your feelings, but academic peer-reviewed information, if we can get it, is the highest gold standard. Only surpassed it with platinum standardization when you have experts that have witnessed it in conjunction with academic peer-reviewed research. We try to strive for that in the information shared here in standalone videos. When I'm riffing and we're live, I might say some dumb things. I'm sure I say some dumb things, but even then, please correct me if you ever hear anything that sounds a little too fishy for your taste. Art Anubius, that's an interesting name. Very cool. Sue Ann, hello. And All Things Nature in Hawaii with Steve. That is a channel name if I've ever heard one. Pond Puppies, Andrew Sharon, hello. You know, I don't know about the Magula Gobius, which I love saying, Magula Gobius. I don't know if they need a heater. I would assume so. I think they're, well, let's find out. Let me look real quick. What part, where their range is. Hold on. I may be out of my depth in the looking for them. Yeah, and Stephen P, you make an excellent point. If you've been keeping fish for 33 years and you're still open to new thoughts, that is great. I love that. That's what we're all about here. All about it. I'm about that. I don't believe there's one right way to keep fish. I think there's a couple interesting ways. I think if you're replicating nature, you can play with it a couple ways. I think that you have an anoxic cycle that's kind of interesting. It's not for everyone. Filterless, not for everyone, not for every fish, not for every setup, but can be very fun, very rewarding. It's kind of like building a model. You know, how far do you want to go? Do you want to put an engine in your toy boat? You know, do you want a submarine? Do you want a toy submarine that can dive and fire little plastic torpedoes? You can take it pretty far and replicate quite a bit if you want. Hold on. Let's see here. So, wow. No, okay. So the Magula Gobies do, since they live in Lake Matano only in Sulawesi, they'll definitely need a heater. They probably don't need it much above 72, honestly, but they probably would enjoy 76 to 80. They probably hang out in the shallows being a small fish, and that's my guess. But boy, what a useless, here, I want to show you guys something. All right. Okay, so share screen for a moment. Come on, Eileen. Let me show you guys the wonderful Wikipedia page, or anything, Wikispecies. That's all there is for the Magulagobius edea. Pretty sparse there. Yeah, not much anything on there. But seeing where they're from, that does tell me a whole lot. Legit fish. Depth charge. Hello. Everybody hit that like button. I can say that's okay. I can say you should do that. I think it's okay. I'd hit the like button if I were you guys. Please hit that like button. Everybody, please, 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 please. Always thought it was funny they named a fish after a desert. Passing wind. Hello. You thought you had a long channel name. Yeah. You know, I thought I had a long channel name. But I think now it's just Fishery. So or at least I should make that official change if I didn't yet. My brain's broken. I don't remember if I did that or not. Dionysus, hello. What is going on? My favorite fish dude. Well, my favorite person named Dionysus on YouTube. Hello. Oh boy, G. Carlton. Oh, it's an Ansorgii. Okay, African mudfish, not a mud skipper nor a lungfish. These are also called hinge mouths. Interesting. I wish I could copy and paste out of there, but I can't. Minimum number of Mormyrids in an aquarium not to be cruel, Moose. I know they're not gobies, yes. I would say that any of the Mormyrids that I've seen do okay on their own. Lawrence Kent has kept 5 or 6 different species on their own, including the baby whale and the elephant nose guys, both kinds of elephant nose. And I think, I think that it's the cross chatter that confuses them sometimes. So like 2 will be basically, they don't need to communicate electrically in a small tank when there's 2, and they still do the like if you put a microphone jack in and you have a receiver that can hear the clicking, you'll just hear it as interference, but it just kind of goes. There's better ways to image it, like if you can get like an oscilloscope that actually and a mic that can pick it up, obviously that's better. But yeah, you can actually see the sound waves if you have the right gear and identify different frequencies and so forth. And that's how you can identify male and female, is like one has a sine curve that's very nice and typical sine curvy, and the other has a curve that drops quickly. I believe anyways at the Peter's eye. But they're really interesting in that they do communicate electrically with those little impulses. And from what I've seen, when there's 2, even sometimes 3 in a tank, they tend to fight, and they actually fight pretty hard. They slam into each other in the gills, and they wrap around each other and do this kind of death roll thing. So male and female are okay to put together sometimes. I've seen that work, but I think you're best off with 1 or having like 120 gallon and keeping like 6 of them. Probably even 180 gallon. Just because they, with lots of stuff for them to hide and to move around, and sandy bottom is ideal. They're from a murky environment, muddy rivers and lakes and reeds, thick reeds. And yeah, I think if you have 1, it's fine. All right, let's see here. Do Mormyrids play well with others? They don't really hurt other fish usually, but they don't always love each other. In fact, I've seen it in pet shops when I was working at the fish shop. I did see 2 of the baby whales like just slam each other. It was 2 males, we think. So yeah. But let's talk gobies. Jeff Pelham, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Johnny Best, good to see you. What parameter is best for the Stiphodon gobies and a suitable substrate? Well, if you have gobies, I highly, highly implore you to at least have lots of different rocks and a few sticks, just for your entertainment. Yes, I think it enriches the gobies' lives. Gobies really only need rocks. Now, parameter-wise, they're pretty flexible. Stiphodon gobies live in the South Pacific, and they tend to be freshwater living, but they tend to be 1 to 10 miles from the ocean at all times. Even if that's up a waterfall on like a volcanic island or coral atoll, anything with a river that's fresh, anything big enough for that gets enough rain that they can have a river, those little buggers seem to pop up. And when they're babies, they're born as larvae, live larvae, and they're like the size of plankton. And they wash out to sea, and the mother can have like 1 to 2,000 babies. And they go out to sea, and they go out into the salt water. They follow the river. The river just takes them, and the parents have them in the river with some distance to the ocean. Usually they swim closer to the mouth of the ocean, to the mouth of the river delta, and they'll have the babies sometimes like right there in brackish water, but usually they'll stay in fresh water, have the babies, and they're infamous for climbing. They have an adaptation on their pectoral fins that looks like this. So their pectoral fins are either like this in the Stiphodon species, where they're, instead of coming out like this on either side of their neck, they came together and they do this. And they can grab a little bit with them in some species, but most of them, they bend at the neck, and they can use this as a suction cup. It's like almost perfectly round. And they'll use this as a suction cup, and then they flex it to break the suction. And then they'll inchworm, or they'll leap and then stick, leap and then stick. And the water, just having a little bit of water going over rocks is enough for them. Now, what I'm surprised is that they don't breathe air like, like a labyrinth fish or something like that. It's believed that they do gulp air Stiphodons. And then Rhinogobius are a little different in that most Rhinogobius, which is more typically in temperate water, they do exist in the tropics, and there's plenty, but they're more in cooler water. Let's get a picture up of these guys while I talk about them. Okay, so Stiphodons, I absolutely love my little Stiphodons. Stiphodons, the most popular lately has been the hold on. The most popular Stiphodon or Stiphodon lately is the cobalt blue. Don't know why they're so affordable. Also, the rainbow one, very affordable. Let's see here. Let me pull up these guys here. All right, and I don't know what's going on. Why so many tabs are open in my life? Present. Share screen. Do the thing. Okay. Share. All right. Now we're all sharing. Sharing is caring. Remember that. So what do we got here? Pop it up big, Alex. So we got Stiphodons, and they all have this stinking cute little face that looks like Kermit the Frog or something. Don't really know how to describe it other than that, in that they just have a stinking cute face. And let me show you guys. So the rainbow, there's the rainbow, right? Well, actually, that is not the official rainbow. The ornatus usually gets sold as the rainbow. Somebody put a filter on this. Come on, people. What's with all these filters? This is my favorite Stiphodon right here. I can never say this either. The Percnopterygionus. Yeah, I can't even say it when like I sound it out slowly. But look at that fish. Isn't that a steaming sexy fish right there? Only 2 inches long. The parameters they're gonna love is gonna be about 76 to 80 degrees. If they get any hotter than that, they seem to do pretty poorly pretty quickly. If they get too much colder than that, they do pretty poorly. But like I said, they go all around the ocean here. So here is the let's see here. Here is the cobalt blue. This is the most common one. Of course, it gives us a bunch of products first. Gotta love Bing. I don't know why I'm using Bing. But Yeah, they're a cobalt blue or kind of baby blue, and they're pretty cool. The females in most of the species of Stiphodons has this kind of black line, sometimes two. And the males are more like this when they're not spawning. Sometimes they're a little dull or gray or brassy. And then like here, like this one, I know it's probably still small on your screen, but oh, here's a good picture. That's what they look like on your average day. They're not eating bugs. They're not chasing ladies. Uh, they're still stinking adorable with that simple little face. I mean, they look like a cartoon character, really. Hello, my wifey. My wife just got home, ladies and gentlemen. I would like a round of applause for having a wife and her getting home. Do people call peacock gudgeons gobies? You know, they should. An aside. Yeah. What's the definition of a goby? I should use DuckDuckGo. They don't sell any of your info. I agree, Coro. I'm a lazy man is the thing you're forgetting. And I've been away. And most, Johnny, great question. Most guppies, or gobies, not guppies, most gobies are grazers. They want to eat all day, whether that is little bugs or protein or algae or bacterial films and mats. Some eat only the bacterial mat or protein that is found in their part of the world, or maybe even in one little cave they live in. Like the double-toed pupfish is a pupfish, but not too distantly related to gobies. Killifish and gobies they diverged long ago, but they're very similar in that they find a niche and they can live in extreme habitats. Gobies tend to like very soft water, but just the Stiphodon ones we're talking about right now. Whereas gobies as a whole come from all different sorts of water. Rhinogobius can come from just about any kind of water. Some are in Australia, some are in, the Pacific Islands, some are in the Philippines, and some are in mainland Asia. And they come from all over the place. Now, a lot of things are called, yeah, we should be asking Jeeves. What happened to Ask Jeeves? I don't even know. Helen, hello. Helen Proctor, like from, isn't there a Helen Proctor in The Crucible? I can't remember. Maybe I'm off. Tell me if I'm right. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you really know if there is. Mel, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome. So yeah, the Goby thing, Google it. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yes, you did catch me, Mel. And I'm glad you did. So welcome. I was gonna say, the Goby thing, like a lot of times they'll call bumblebee gobies. And my understanding of gobies, like on the screen right now, is more that like gobies are a slender little fish, generally little, that has modified pectoral fins or modified, and I should show you guys a picture of the modified pectoral fins. I think, does this fish show it in this picture? I want to say it does. It shows how they can flex. It's kind of hard to see. Boy, that's real small. I wish it got bigger than that. But they can take their pectoral fins sometimes. Sometimes they can take their paired fins, so like the side. Sometimes they'll have these side fins and they'll have a fin underneath. But usually they've got a little suction cup fin, like in this one here, that it's holding onto the rock by making a little suction cup. They do have, in the Stiphodon family alone, which are just from the South Pacific, from basically all the way out. The babies live all the way out where Midway Island is, out in the middle of the literal middle of the Pacific. And then everything south of Japan, Okinawa, and west, so far west that you're east now. So like the Solomon Islands, the Truk Islands, Fiji, Tahiti, all that. They're out there. And then the Philippines and Indonesia, when you get into there are literally so many islands in there that have these fish. And as I said, they have babies. The babies go out to sea when they're born. Then the really cool thing is, so a lot of them go out to sea and then they swim around. They get fat off plankton and they eat bigger plankton. And they do like to dig in the sand, Daniel. I think that sand is a good substrate for them. I think it's better than aqua soil if I had to choose. They like to hide in the sand, a lot of them. They'll like literally burrow into it. Like they'll just like slam into it, and they've evolved to hide pretty well, most of them. And then they'll come up, poke their head out, and some of them are ambush predators. So if they're out to eat things like scuds and seed shrimp, they'll hide and they'll just kind of like pop out and grab it. And that's one of my favorite things to watch. Now there's also, there's the Amapluvialosis species as well, which is like the little Indonesian dragon, they call it, or there's the Taiwanese dragon. They call them all dragons. Let's see if I can pull those up. So Amapluvialosis. I don't know how to spell it like off the top of my head. Okay, so I don't know how to spell it clearly. Let's go with Indonesian dragon Goby. Micro Goby. Yeah, micro Goby. Let's see if that oh yeah, that gave me it. So these guys are a whole lot of fun, and there's probably like 20 species in this family, and some are like mottled, some are striped, some are speckled. They all have the what do they call it? Nictating, or is that what they call it? The thing that cats have. The eye here, you can kind of see it's green, but these guys, this species, or this genus rather, all have the eye that can see in low light, like only starlight, and some are really really cool looking. The Indonesian ones can kind of change color. They'll go from this bold all the way down to like just kind of a dull look like this, but they're a really cool ambush predator. These guys are total predators, but good thing they're only 1.5 inches long. So they hunt, but they hunt only like scuds and small stuff. But they have a big mouth, and they will eat until they are literally swollen with babies. But schismat, that's why. Amapluvialosis is the species I was thinking of. Schismatogobius is the actual genus. And right here's how you spell it. Right here, which is Schismato, and then Gobius. Schisma, split. It means the split between gobies. And that, I think, is because these guys are different than so there's also a group of what we would call like now I'm spacing out on what we call them here. They're the little guys that live in fresh water that you catch here in the Pacific Northwest, and we've got spotted and sculpin. They're similar to like little sculpin, like little rockfish, but they branch off in the tropics. These guys show up. Himsfish, thank you so very nicely for offering me your 30 polar blue blood parrot babies. I've had them. I loved them when I had them for a while, and then I realized that they have a ton of babies all the time. But they're cool, they're pretty, they're fun to watch, but they have a lot of babies, and when they're having babies, they're pretty aggressive. Coro, thank you. The nictating is the extra eyelid that cats and lizards have. The eyeshine has a different name. Oh, great. Okay. Coro, I really do appreciate you setting me straight, buddy. Yes, and Ossia, the Taiwanese micro dragons, these guys, the Schismatogobius group, they do hide all the time. They hide a lot because they pop out and attack things. I've even had them hop out and outside in aquatics. We'll put that up. And it does sound like a Tool album, you guys. I concur. Which species of gobies can you breed in fresh water? Well, I'm getting to that, Johnny. Geez, I mean, you ask a question that's so stinking logical. I'm gonna get there. So we've been talking about, the Stiphodons and the Schismatogobius and the McGillicuddy, and we haven't yet talked about the Rhinogobius, which is probably the most well-known group. And here, you know what? I'm so tired of this app, this program, and it being difficult when I want to share the screen. And me being dumb is really what I'm tired of. But I'm gonna blame the app. Okay, so Rhinogobius. Let's take a look at some of them's. So Rhinogobius breed a lot in fresh water. Whereas the other ones, like the Stiphodon, do not at all. They live their whole life and they're not gonna breed in your tank. I mean, I've had them, let me rephrase that. I've had them spawn in my tank, and I've seen a little cloud of like little teeny tiny little things, like little squiggles, and those are their larval babies, and they die within a few hours. They need very specific conditions, including like a lot of oxygenation and, I don't know, a full moon. They really don't know what they need because people haven't bred them super well. And fishery, the difference between a goby, a blenny, a gudgeon, and a darter taxonomically, I don't know. I'm not that smart. I've tried to figure out just what a goby is, and there's not a consensus on like what defines goby alone either, which is frustrating. But so for our talk today, we're sticking with creatures that look like this. They look like these guys. Now they're finding so many. I mean, I cannot emphasize this enough, that China is finding so many. Every creek, it seems, that goes to the ocean, and some that don't go to the ocean, is finding different gobies and different fascinating, colorful gobies. Now, darters are an American thing, and they're a whole group that's in this ethio or ethiostoma, and they look like this on the are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah, they look like this. They have these kind of crazy war paint patterns. Sometimes it's a little hectic, it's a little crazy. These are temperate fish though. So we're gonna go back now, back to the Rhinogobius, because I don't know why darters and gobies are different, like taxonomically speaking. I do know that these gobies have eyes that kind of rotate better, and they're eyes that tend to be able to go in the predatory species. They can point forward. in all of these genuses. Now here you're seeing all these different groups of gobies listed out here, but there's like this Changmensis. These guys, these Rhinogobius are like, they're notorious for looking kind of plain like this. Like, okay, it's a brownish, gray, tan, olive fish. And then all of a sudden they'll go into spawning mode. Something will tickle their fancy, and you'll see these beautiful colors come out that are extremely vivid in some cases. Sometimes they're like reds and blues and purples, and I mean, pretty crazy. Here's a gudgeon. Keep that gudgeon out of here. Get that gudgeon out of here. Get that gudgeon out of here. But like this one is a relatively new one in the hobby. The Rhinogobius Zhao, or I don't know how to say that. Zoe, Ally, and they're this. So love these guys. I have some white cheek gobies, but these guys are the albimaculatus, and a lot of these Rhinogobius are famous for when the males are jousting, or females are nesting, or kind of saying like, this is my rock. And that's why you want to give them lots of rocks with lots of biofilm for them to play on and in between. And they kind of like to dig into the sand in between rocks if you can get sand under them. But they will make this pose that is like picture perfect. I mean, everybody gets pictures. If the species does it, you'll know. Because and by the way, like, you guys can't see this map, I'm sure, at your scale, but literally the fish exists. There's a yellow dot on the map that's just inland. There's not a river. There's a yellow dot in the mountains for that albimaculatus. And there's a guy by the name of Zoai, however you say his name. I apologize for butchering it. But again, you can see here the bright, bright blue with the orange stripes. These guys get wild looking when they spawn. And they do this pose where their mouth is open and their head is up, their neck is up, and they kind of do this thing like a seal where they kind of go, ar, and they don't make that noise, but they they kind of bob their head up and down, and they blow water, and then sometimes they'll even lip lock like these guys are about to, and they'll mouth lock around each other. These are rubromaculatus. They'll lip lock around each other and kind of push and pull and push and pull and figure out who's the winner that way rather than killing each other. There's also Rhinogobius, which are a saltwater fish more, but there are some brackish guys. And let's see if they get, no, they're not. We'll stick with this stuff. We'll stick with the freshwater goby looking stuff. But yeah, Alex, can you show us what noise gobies don't make again? R. Yeah, there you go. That's the noise they don't make. They don't make that noise. Aquatic Moose says, my cobalt goby dug a burrow under a rock in the sand, pebble by pebble. I have an old short. Oh, nice. Of him digging it with Rick Ross singing about it. Very cool, Moose. If anybody wants to go to his channel and check that out, Aquatic Moose. Yeah, they're pretty cool. We'll save darters for another day. And Stephen P., you knew you were going to learn something in this stream. It just probably won't be about gobies. But yeah, I love all the darters and all the gudgeons and all those things too. But I think Stiphodon Stiphodons are the coolest, in my opinion. I didn't even finish telling you guys the story because I get so distracted. But they actually will have their babies. Their babies go out to sea. And their babies will go all the way from mid-Pacific out here somewhere, over by my shoulder. And sometimes they'll swim to a different island. Sometimes they'll swim over 700, actually I think 1,000 now has been confirmed, over 1,000 miles. And then they'll just go up a different river. Like, what? What are you doing? And they'll go up a different river than the one they were born in. And they'll grow up in that river, and they'll climb waterfalls and rocks and all these crazy obstacles. And they do that, and then they'll have their babies. And those babies in those kinds of species will then swim 1,000 miles back to the grandparents' birthing spot, even though they've never been there, nor are they communicating with the parents or following them. And they'll have their babies there. So they're alternating spawns. And they go back and forth between two places. It's really mind-boggling. It's like, are they using the Earth's magnetism? Are they smelling something in the water? Are they smelling other gobies? Are half the gobies swimming and leaving each year? Do they all leave each year? I have so many questions. But very interesting. Hey, S's are killing me until I get my top teeth, you guys. I need my top teeth ASAP. I think in October I'll get them. But yes, around the Great Lakes, round gobies, a problem. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get dinner and talking to my family at the same time, so I missed it. Is why I avoid live streams most of the time. Life with Nika, I apologize for that. Fish pheromones could be passing wind. Bible and Butcher, they're expensive brown gobies here with no market to sell the babies. Interesting. Where do you live, Bible? Aquaballs, what's going on, George? Good to see you, buddy. That's how Alex can say it without being demonetized. Yeah. Luke, what's up? Working the plant watering job. Nice, man. You just peeing in the bushes for a living now? No, I know you water plants in office buildings and make them look pretty. Fishery, what's the longest you've ever worked with escape before filling a tank? Ooh. 6 or 7 years, probably. But usually it's more like 3, and then I'll totally redo it. What I'll do is I'll start very simple, and then maybe I'll do kind of a Dutch, and I'll kind of grow like the background into the foreground and start growing more plants. And then I'll inevitably buy some rare plant or some unusual plant, even if it's not expensive. And I'll think, I need to propagate this and share it. And I will put it in the tank, and I will have it take over. And then now we've got a jungle tank. And then I start trimming it, and I'm like, oh, I like planted tanks. And the fish seem to be having babies because I keep nano fish. And then literally I end up with 20 tanks that are all overgrown and have baby fish in them, but not a whole lot. Would a praying mantis eat your Bararis? Like if you put a praying mantis in like a terrarium, vivarium type setup, I would think not. I wouldn't put it past them either, though. They're pretty crafty. Outside in aquatics, have you seen any beautiful people? Hope you didn't fall in any tainted love. You know, I like what's that song? The worms burrowing in or something like that. What's it called? I gotta know. Now I gots to know. Oh, Tourniquet. That's the song. And dried up, tied and Dead to the World. That is another song that I like off that album. If we're talking about Mr. Manson, who is alleged to have done some not so nice things, but he's also been cleared of that in court, from my understanding. So I just gonna throw my hands up and say I don't know. He's a shock guy. I don't know what you expect. Don't hang out with creepy, crazy people if you don't want creepy, crazy things to happen. Am I victim blaming? Yes. This is why I will get canceled. This random aside about Marilyn Manson, a shock guy from what, 30 years ago. But yeah, Tourniquet, that's a good song that gets overlooked, never gets played on the radio. But let's see here. Neo Veritas, hello. How long's right. How long in setting up an aquascape before filling it? Oh, I've let them sit like 6 months. I had that 65 gallon empty, so I'm not counting that. But like, it's been sitting there, and I've been dreaming for a really long time, for I don't know, 3 months now. And yeah, OJ was cleared in court too. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna throw my hands up and say I don't know. But yeah, yeah. In any case, what are you gonna do? Sticky Boomy. Wait, Sticky Boomy. Okay, all right. Favorite Goby native to North America? Do we have Gobies? That's a dumb question. I'm probably gonna say Alex, you dumb person, you. But I can't even think of any North American Goby. I mean, I can think of saltwater ones, but and there's invasive ones like, yes, the round Goby that's everywhere, and there's all the I don't know that there. Okay, I don't know that there are any freshwater gobies native to North America. The round goby is all over, but it's Eurasian. I don't know that there are any. Am I being completely dumb and daft? Can somebody say, Alex, there's this species? But yeah, that's a great question, G. Carlton, which is how can you grow supplemental algae? And really, it's really about the biofilm. So you can't really cheat the system. You need to kind of have good flow, pretty good oxygenation, and then you need to have the building blocks of life. So some leaves, some sticks, and or light that's producing algae on the rocks. And if you want, adding sand in general, sand tends to have silicate or silica in it. And that will get you the diatomaceous algae, which is a big building block of biofilms on slick surfaces because it's a crystalline structure. The diatoms tend to form in these like colonies that kind of stack, like, and because of that, they kind of get they kind of collect the bacterial mats and things too. But yeah, the sculpin is super similar, same niche as a goby. I don't know why they're not considered gobies. It might just be that we have too many gobies. Same with the darters. Same with like some of the little flat sole type fish. I really don't know what, we'll have to ask somebody who's a taxonomist. I'll have to ask Miss from the UK, Miss Bentley, Dr. Bentley. Hey, what's going on, Kenny? How you doing, buddy? Hope you made it home safely. Kenny's a traveling man. Yeah, traveling man. Not to be confused with the traveling band. But Kenny, not only does he have a ton of cool aquariums at his house and on his channel, he just went and visited. Oh, now I'm totally spacing. The couple out in the Midwest, out Minnesota and Wisconsin way, in Upper, Michigan, the Upper. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Something Aquatics, and now they're a unit. Now they're a married pair. Why am I spacing? I feel like such a jerk. Kenny, what is the name of who you visited? I'm spacing so bad. Foxy and Pelin, thank you so much. Yeah, Pelin Creek. Man, why was that so hard to say, Roxanne? You went to Illinois and Wisconsin. Yeah, Coro, you shush, man. You're so helpful until you're a little snake in the grass, okay? I know where you live, kind of. But yeah, I don't know. Every ecosystem of any size seems to have a benthic little fish that cleans up biofilm and stuff. Pelin Creek and Foxy's Fishes Cookout. That sounds fun. That sounds nice. Let's see here. Outside in aquatics. Yeah, Coro knows a lot. Coro is a very smart man. Oh, okay. Chris D says Dormitator maculatus is a North American goby. All right, I gotta look this up. I'll share the results. Hold on. Dormitator maculatus. Okay. Fat sleepers. Wait, are these gonna be another one that's brackish? Oh no, usually found in freshwater. It is brackish as well, but there is a North American one. All right, so ding 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 ding. Let me pull that up. We do have an American Goby, the fat sleeper Goby, a species of fish belonging to the Eleotriidae, known for their flat heads. That's funny, but they're called fat sleepers. They should be called flat sleepers. Are generally found in fresh water, including lakes, ponds, and rivers. They're also found in brackish water marshes and streams along the Atlantic coast of the Americas. Are they kind of like the fathead minnows? Kind of. Wait, let's see. Let me see your picture. I've been looking so long, but your picture's you. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, it looks like the pygmy sunfish also may fit into a goby-ish category. So, it's like the bumblebee goby. I don't think that's a goby. I mean, sorry, I just don't. Wait, I didn't pull it up for you guys. Where do we go from here? Okay, here we go. We can, no, we can't. Okay. I guess we can look up the image. Oh, but no. Okay, hold on. Copy. Why you gotta be so difficult, Bing? You are a terrible search engine. There we go. All right, look at this. Look at this. Look at this creature right here. What a creature. Man, that thing looks like it gets big. How big do they get? Dang. They look like they're big. Maybe are they just actually very tiny? Here's Val. Fat sleeper goby in with tropical fish in the picture here. Okay. So they get hand size, pretty good size. Some of them stay small, it looks like, or at least, well, they start small. All fish start small, pretty much. But yeah, there's pictures of them in people's hands. Okay, all right. So like 3 to 5 inches, maybe max. Yeah, they go across the whole hand, it looks like. But interesting fish. I got to read up more on this. I'm not over on that side of the country, but oh, they can get over 12 inches long. Chris, thank you for the info. That is a thick fish. I am gonna check it out. Looks super interesting. I like fathead minnows and I like elosoma. You know, I love all those benthic fish, but anywhere in the world with a big enough ecosystem, and you end up with fish that live on the bottom. You end up with an ambush fish that lives on the bottom. You end up with fish that are also on the in the top waters, like a top minnow or a killifish. Mud minnows are absolutely wonderful. I hopefully next week will have an episode. Well, actually, it'll probably be the week after that. But my wife and I are going out to the Olympic Peninsula of Washington, and we might go up to a place called Crescent Lake. And Crescent Lake has Olympic mud minnows. Now you're not allowed. They're endangered and protected, kind of. Well, let's just say they're protected. Their status has changed a couple times, but you're not supposed to catch them. That's for sure. But if I were to put one in a container to film for a minute, I don't think anybody's gonna like call the police on me. And they're a beautiful fish, the Olympic mud minnow. So my goal is to do a video on them and how interesting they are because they're related to pike and muskie, and they only exist in this one little part of Washington that is very mountainous, and it's like, how the heck did they make it there and survive there? And there's been glaciers in the last 10,000 years in that part of Washington, and they scraped the earth. They made the Puget Sound what it is today. So we'll see. It'd be great if I could get some of them swimming, like some shots of them swimming. But let's kind of finish up my little overview on gobies. I do want to say that Moonlight Aquatics has some gobies. Now, he's out of town because he's at Super Zoo, so he's not shipping. Surf City Cichlids, what up? But Moonlight Aquatics does have some right now, and they have some cool ones. Hold on, and I am affiliated with them, so this is an ad. I am ruthlessly advertising, and Coro is putting in there that you can use the code FISHERY10 and get 10% off your order. But they have such crazy prices at this place because the owner, Chang, is a madman, that you barely need my discount. I mean, they got the blueberry snails. They got zebra plecos that he's sourcing for $129. Then you get 10% off. It's like $119, or it's less than $119. It's like $117 or whatever for 2.5-inch or 2-inch zebra plecos. I mean, that's unheard of. Well, maybe not unheard of, but it's crazy. It's like someone getting out of the fish hobby. Is what it is. And his shrimp are $2.99. Are they A grade, like the best shrimp ever in the hobby? No, but they're fine. They're great quality. I mean, I'd just assume send you his way than like Flip Aquatics or whatever. Now, Garden of Eder, I would say, has better quality, and Aquatic Arts probably has better quality Neocaridina, but unquestionably, Garden of Eder has the best quality Caridina shrimp out there. But again, he's got weird stuff. Look, he's got the Stiphodon rudularius, the gold neon dwarf, and he's got pictures of what they look like when they're not colored up, all of these. But they have a beautiful orange fin when they're colored up, a head that's blue, and then a body that's striped like green and blue, so sometimes black. They can color up a couple different ways, but Google them. Those are $20, and those I think are by far the most expensive. He had some on here that were like $9.99. I mean, he's got some things are sold out too. But as I said, he will not ship until next Tuesday, I want to say. If you order something right now, because he's down at Super Zoo and talking to different importers. Oh, they just sold out of the Annie Goby, which that's a beautiful bright orange one. But he's also got things like $22 ropefish and, black Venezuelan corridoras, the Schultzii, that are not actually Venezuelan corries. They're actually bred by this German guy originally. But they're only $14.99. That's crazy. $10.99 for his Stiphodon elegans, the neon blue Stiphodon. For the rainbow goby, the Sisyphus, I don't know how to say it. Sisyphus, I guess. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Sisyphus, Cubensis, the Cubensis or Cubensis sounds like a fungi. I've gotten in enough trouble on this channel with fungi, so I'm not going to even go into that. But snow white bristlenose pleco, those are beautiful. Only $29, and you could get a group of those and breed them. Here's the freshwater bumblebee goby. So these, I don't know why these are called gobies. They do have the eye that can see it not dark, and their eyes do rotate to the front. But I don't know what makes this a goby versus a killifish versus a gudgeon. I really don't. Which reminds me, he also has right now these cool fish, which are red-eyed, red-tailed puffers. I've seen the red-eye puffers a lot. These guys actually have red splotches all up their back, which cool. I had not seen those before. Maybe I live a sheltered life. I don't know. But he also has the blueberry tetras, the wad-eye, Hyposobricon wad-eye. Only $8.99 for the new. I mean, it's like a two or 3 years. It's only been around, I think. It was in that 1.5 year old issue about new tetras. He also had the raccoon tetras for $15 a pop, which is like half price of some places. Some I've seen it for like 20. But here, flaming arrow goby, $20. These are super cool. They got a blue dorsal, and then they have a pink body, and sometimes they get some pink or an orange around the face, but they actually get progressively like red, orange, and then yellow into the tail when they're spawning. Sometimes look up pictures of them. They're real cool. He's got 10 pages of fish, but he's also got the Stiphodon Aro Fuchsius goby. I think I'm gonna go there now that I'm like alive and not in the hospital dying. And I mean, look at this. He's got the Sisyopterus Lagocephalus or cephalus. I don't know how these color up, but I haven't even seen those around. And then like here, he's got the red lip goby, which I've seen those around. I've seen those around for $10 to $20. Well, they're 14. You can get your discount. Green belly gobies, I've seen these at his shop for like 2 months. They're just not really selling, to be honest, but they're a good price. And they've got this glowing bluish green belly and these yellow eyes, like kind of amber eyes that pivot. They kind of look like Stiphodons, even though they're not. But anyways, you look through, that's only 5 pages that we're going through. There's a whole lot there at Moonlight Aquatics. Check him out if you'd like. He's still, I'm not going to say he's a pro at shipping. I'm going to say he tries his best. He will refund you. You know, he's got a good policy. He's got, and he's, but he's not Dan's Fish. He's not going to go through everything for 90 days and make sure that it doesn't have a cough and that every fin has the right amount of dorsal rays or whatever. But no, he does good business. Everybody I know has been happy at the end of the day, and he has some weird stuff. He has, like, right now he's got tiger stripe moray freshwater eels that have been in freshwater their whole life. He had like 20, and I think he's down to like 3 or 4 now. But my buddy got one, my neighbor, and really cool. Yeah, if anybody in the community has bought plecos from him, that would be nice, Mike. If somebody wants to shout it out or post a review or anything like that. How many years did it take Dan to have a real facility for that, or was he operating out of his garage for a while? Yes. Oh, he was operating out of his garage. I mean, he made getgills.com before he had his own Dan's Fish, and then he had Dan's Fish and he was kind of pushing it on Get Gills instead of Aquabid. He basically remade Aquabid but better and free. And but no, he was selling, I think, stuff he bred and hobby stuff, and then he started selling more out of his garage, like you say, out of his house, out of a facility. Then he got money to build a facility. He had some backers, plus he also put his whole life into it. And yeah, I mean, it took him a while. I watched him over the last 6 years build that place. I don't know if you asked him how many years it really was in the building of that place. I mean, I remember when he was drafting up plans and then like they couldn't quite do something. He wanted to get fresh water. So Dan's Fish, I absolutely love. I think it's top notch, but their prices are very, very high. So I only buy my breeding stock or really rare stuff from them. Now, Moonlight, he gets stuff from China and has family in China. Yeah. So he gets stuff that no one else has access to be frank. Plus, he knows some connections in the US that no one else is really using. And so he gets some really cool things. Neo Veritas says, Fishery ordered some Opsia, I can never say that. The song Mensis from Dan's Fish with your code. Know anything about them? You know, I don't firsthand. Dan probably knows a whole heck of a lot more than me just since he's been keeping them. His stream is tomorrow night. I would ask him. I just don't want to speak on what I really don't know. And I just don't know. Haithman49. Hello from Italy. Hello. So guys, I'm gonna wind it up, but I love Gobies and I'm glad we got to talk about them a little bit, nerd out a little bit. I'm doing a lot better. And before I go, I want to shout out, I have personally thanked the people, but people who just went above and beyond and didn't need to, and they don't know, they don't have any conditions like you got to use it on this or do this or that, or this is for the channel or this is not. But they sent me money that's going to help the channel keep going. It's going to help me cover the crazy bills I have. And I really want to thank Alan Blanchard. He's very modest, but Alan, thank you so much. Chance Larson, Karen Warren, some of these people, you know, I want to thank everybody equally because I know some people make $1 million and that's, so it's nothing to them to, well, I wouldn't say nothing, but it's easier for them to give $100 than it is for someone else to give $5. And maybe they work minimum wage, the other people. So I want to thank people equally, but Sonny Gordon, I already thanked them, and Andy Hermance, as well as Michael Freeland, and Sarl Cohen, as well as, where did it go? Okay. So I want to thank everybody equally is the story at the end of the day. Because all of it is going to me, which if you think it's a good cause, I appreciate that. I'll let you guys debate that. But Ryan Crohan, Jake Jones, Leslie Fitzenrider, and Robert Bennett. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. So those names I wanted to shout out because they didn't do super chats. They did it on PayPal, or Venmo because it was in the description of my videos. So thank you guys. Hey, the 10 Design or Dixon Designs, sorry, I thought it was French. Still sending up prayers for you, young man. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm feeling better, but I am crashing now. Like, I can do things for about an hour and then I get pretty worn out. But I do, yeah, Expel P or Levamisol, amazing stuff. If you're getting rid of worms or pinworms, anything like that, really good stuff. Aquatic Moose, thanks for being a part of tonight. And Cora, all you guys, thank you for being a part of tonight and for hanging out. Stephen P, thanks, you too, buddy. And I am going to get some rest. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see y'all Friday. And maybe have a video out before that. We'll see. I don't want to promise, but have a great night. Get yourself some gobies in life. I don't care where you get them. Grab them out of a stream. But I will talk to you guys later. Aquarium Fantasy, good seeing you, but I gotta go. Much love, everybody. Take care.